Welcome to Man Matters Podcast, where combat sports, mindset, and real life lessons collide. Hosted by Derving and Nate, we dive into jiu-jitsu, wrestling, MMA, and the grind that shapes athletes inside and outside the mat. Every episode we bring stories, strategies, and raw conversations that fuel growth, resilience, and community. Stay tuned because it's more than a fight, it's a lifestyle. Hello, welcome back to Man Matters Podcast. This is your host, Derving and Nate. Today we'll be talking about different topics from this weekend's UFC card in National Duels College. Best time of the year. How's it going, man?
It's going good. How are you?
Doing good, man. A little bit cold than usual, especially North Carolina. Don't get usually.
Yeah. Really? Today was warmer, but the past couple days were really cold.
Yeah, at least in the morning.
Yep.
Shivering weather.
I lifted, so I turned my AC on one of those nights. I like to have it at like 65. Dude, by the time I got up, it was like 50 in there. It was so cold.
I feel bad for what were the cats doing?
They were all like on the bed, trying to get, they were keeping warm.
Man, because they have to regulate the temperature. Is their smaller body. They were frozen, but yeah, it's been wild. It's windy too. I have to wear a gaiter whenever I'm on the cold like that. No, gaiter is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I get like wind burns in my face all the time from the cold.
Really? Oh, okay.
Freaking Hispanic. I was raised in that tropical. They come here, my skin are used to the cold. It's cold shit. Some people have joint problems. I have skin issues because of the cold. And Mandy has the same thing too.
Oh, really? Yes.
Yeah, the wind burn. So I had to like cover her face. Something like a freaking Kristoff from Frozen whenever I'm in the cold out there. My wife give me shit like, hey, why you wear that out there? It's not even that cold. Like, hey, I'm warm. That's what counts. Fuck you. Like, well, it doesn't matter what I wear, man. Well, it's freaking cold. I don't like get warm. But you used to cold up north?
I'm definitely getting used to how things are down here. I mean, I'm definitely not what I used to be as far as the cold. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you kind of adjust to whatever there is. Because in Maine, there was always like a week or two out of the year that you wouldn't get into the teens. You'd be either below 0 or it just single digits. And there was one time I remember specifically, like it'd been like super cold, like single digits for a week, and I took my dog out for a walk and the sun was out and I was like, dang, it's really hot out here. And I unzipped my jacket and was like enjoying the heat, and I realized it's only like 10 degrees out, but like you just get used to whatever you're in.
A nurse like that, she said she was born and raised in New York, but she moved to Florida sometime. And she's like an older lady, but then she came back, like she started working here in North Carolina. And she said the cold here, she still another thing when she was younger. So I don't know if it's like your body doesn't get used to the cold again, or is it just like as you get older because your skin is like more thinner. So
that's a valid point. Yeah. I wonder. Yeah. I feel like the cold does in general tend to bother, older people. That's why we got everybody like a bunch of, well, we call them snowbirds in Maine if they're going down to Florida for the summer or the winter.
Yeah.
But
that's the reason why they do that.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people had like joint pain and stuff, so that they'd just go down there.
Yeah. So, yeah, joint, especially you just do knees and elbows and do
yeah.
Aching. I have a bum knee, and my left knee do every time during the cold.
Yeah.
The hinges.
Yeah, my right knee in the cold does get a little stiff.
Yeah. You have to take a little bit longer to hit up than usual. So like UFC 322 is gonna be this weekend. They have a lot of bangers cards. I guess this is one of the bigger cards that's going on because this is the Madison Square Garden card, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is MSG card. So we have a lot of well-known names, even in the early prelims, like Angela Hill. She's fighting Fatima Klein. Then we also have in the prelim cards, we have Ariane Blanchfield. Did I say her name? Blanchfield?
Blanchfield, yeah.
Yeah. She is 13-2, and she's fighting against Tracy Cortez this weekend, in which they fought each other back in 2019 in Invicta FC, and she lost via split decision back then.
Okay.
So this is a rematch
Okay.
between them.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Very similar record. You mentioned earlier Aaron Blanchfield being a Silver Fox student.
That's right.
That's also exciting to see because he's teaching good stuff. Yeah, no, that'll be a good matchup.
Yeah, she started doing jiu-jitsu at the age of 7. It's early.
Yeah, yeah.
She's been doing it for 19 years now. She's 26
It's
now.
really. She's 26.
Yes, so 19 years now.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty exciting to see that. Um, the people that have been doing it all their lives starting to come up. I feel like in the respective sports, it's happening. In jiu-jitsu, you're starting to see it more, like quite a bit more. But from her, it sounds like, mixed martial arts was her dream from a young age, which is cool to see that now. Because I feel like I've heard of that less than, people going after their respective, like jujitsu or, boxing, whatever. It's cool to see, MMA is starting to get those lifetime talents coming up through.
Yeah, especially they used to be considered a primitive sport. They're like too barbaric. None of people look at it, especially if you don't want to see your kid looking up to being in that kind of sport.
Right.
But now you have a
Yes.
lot of them there that, like for example, she said she decided to be a fighter at the age of 12. She already made her career path. This is what she wanted to do. And by the way, she got
That's,
her black belt on their chiropractic back in 2020. 5-year black belt now.
yep.
New Jersey's own. But I'm interested how this match goes. She was supposed to fight Macy Barber. Well, Macy Barber, you got a heebie-jeebies before she went against her, so it was canceled. Another one is Gregorio Rodriguez is going against Roman Kopylov. And I don't know if you guys remember, he was the one that faced Boroshina Polocosa last time, and Polocosa was able to edge him. Roman Kopylov, he is more of a Russian striker. That's another guy to keep a lookout for. Your boy, the always American as fuck, Boneco, is gonna be the main event versus Rodolfo Vieira for this event. So he's gonna be closing out the prelims matches in Madison Square. He's coming off a loss, right? Against RDR, Brandon the Reader.
Yep. Yep.
So we'll see how he bounces back. He really does tells you a lot about a fighter, how they bounce back for losses, and how they want to improve their game.
Mm-hmm. He's early enough in his career, in my opinion, at least in his MMA career, that it should be pretty standard for him to bounce back. I would think. You know what I mean? I feel like some of the champions who have been doing it forever and they haven't lost. It's a lot farther to fall. You know what I mean? So yeah, looking forward to see how he turns that around.
So he has a good coach team behind him, American top team.
Yep.
They have plenty of experience when it comes to building up fighters after a loss or altogether building them for victory. They have the handful of fighters out of that camp too. So we're looking forward to see how he does on this match.
Yeah. What kind of fight do you think that'll be? I don't know much about Vieira, but
I'm not sure he'll keep it standing because Rolfo Vieira is more of a submission grappler.
that could be interesting.
Yes, last time he went was Paul Cray. That was a grappler. He refused to go to the ground. I'm
Right.
looking right now at freaking Vieira's ADCC champion in 2015, 199.
Yeah, this guy is no joke.
Absolute 2011, on the 94 kilo in Worlds, 2012 gold, 2013 gold, Absolute silver in 2013, 2014. He got gold in his division. He got silver in the Absolute Pan Am's gold. 2011. So he's like a little bit older as far as his career. He has been competing in jiu-jitsu as much, but dude, gold never gets old. The old saying goes. He got his black belt on the Julio Cesar Pereira. Is that his dad? That's the guy's black belt on there. But yeah, that is not punk when it comes to the ground game. So he better keep it standing. He competed in Who's Number One against Kenyan Duarte in December 11, 2020. He lost by rear naked choke.
Okay.
But
I guess that is quite an advantage for Bo Nickel. If he doesn't want to take it to the ground, being a wrestler, no one's going to take him down. So he has a very good ability to keep it standing.
yeah, that's a good thing about wrestling. You can dictate where the match takes place.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
Especially the guy doesn't have good takedowns.
Right. Exactly.
You pull guard, they make you stand up and
Yeah.
they make you engage. Another card, not for the main card. Benil Dariush versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Benil Dariush also, he used to grappler back in the day too. But going against a very bloodthirsty Benoit Saint-Denis. Thing I will say, I will give it to Benoit Saint-Denis. He got 2 losses recently. Was against Dustin Poirier and Moicano. He got KO by Moicano. But ever since, he submitted his last 2 opponents, Mauricio Rufy and Kyle Prepolek, this year alone. So he's on a tear. This is, I guess, will be his last match of the year. Wants to end up in a good note. Do you know what his daytime job is?
No.
He is a part of the French Army Special Forces Command. Yeah.
Okay.
So he killed people for real.
Yeah. That fits pretty well with his training, I would imagine.
Yeah. Combative classes.
Yeah.
He's an instructor.
I would not be surprised. Yeah.
His nickname is the God of War. He's a black belt in judo and a brown belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I wonder who he get on there. Well, nevertheless, he always comes for the kill most of the time. Always excited. Even the matches that he lost against Dustin Poirier, he was trying to go for it. Let me see. I'm trying to see the last time he went to a decision win. Looks like all of them are being finishes. First 3 were submission, 1 no contest, submission, submission, TKO, submission, 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 TKO, submission, TKO, KO, submission, submission. So he likes to go for the kill. Well, it's his daytime job as the God of War. I feel bad for Daniel Dario.
Yeah. Yeah. They kind of fed him to the wolf on this one.
Yeah. He's 36 years old. At one point, he was in a good winning streak. He has 7-5 winning streak, including wins over Drew Dober, Tony Ferguson, and Gamebot at one point.
Okay.
Well, he lost against Charles Oliveira as a title eliminator. He got TKO and then lost against Arman. He got KO in the first round on those 2 matches. That's 2023. He took some time off and they fought against Moicano. At that fight, it looked like he started slow, Benil Dariush, and Moicano was pissing him up. And I think Moicano just blew his wad in the first round. So Benil Dariush was able to capitalize and be able to control the match after that. So if he does this against Benoit Saint-Denis, I'm afraid there won't be no second or third round because he will finish him early.
Yeah. Right.
Especially in highly competitive weight class, that's 155 it is. Benoit Saint-Denis, he has a sense of urgency to win, to stay relevant in that division or trying on his way to the title. Because that would be interesting one. Him versus El Matador.
Yeah.
Do you know what Matador means?
I don't.
It means, well, Matador is like the pool fighter. That's the name of his
Yep.
name. Also, Matador in Spanish means slayer. Yeah, that's the same name for kind of like, you know, they have the executioner in like, but that's what it is for in Spanish. They call that slayer.
Okay.
So you have the Slayer, and meanwhile you have the literal Slayer, Benoit underneath, the French Slayer. That would be interesting to see those two going against each other.
Yeah. Yeah, nice battle there.
Yeah, and he likes to go for finish. I know. Topuria likes to go finish too. Knockouts these last. So see who live by the sword, die by the sword, literally in that match if they go against each other at 155. But there's another boy that's in the way too, 155. Paddy the Pimlin. Who did they fight? Who did they put him there? Because he doesn't have any matches.
Who was he calling out? He was calling out somebody. He called somebody out recently.
Was it Topuria?
It might have been. Yeah, because I remember thinking, like, I don't think he's got a chance, but I'd be wrong. But I'm pretty sure he called out Taporia.
He said because I can't remember what the name he said, but he never get knocked out. Scoundrels never get knocked out. That's what he said. He's no if he was
Right.
against Topuria, he won't get knocked out. But we'll see how because he's that's why he's saying that he's having a hard time trying to find a matchup. Maybe Armor. He didn't want to fight Armor. Armor is supposed to fight Dan Hooker soon too. In the November 22nd. They're fighting in Qatar. Now the next card, I mean next fight in the card is gonna be Leon Edwards. He has been having a hard time recently. He's fighting Carlos Prats, which is in a tier as far as going. He did a he had a pretty good last fight against Geoff Neal. Remember that was a spinning kick that he landed in the last fight.
I think so.
He's like he wanted to finish it in the first round, and he landed that kick 459, sent him to that stratosphere. And I think it was one of those that that guy was stiff on the way down. That's how hard hit him.
Yeah. 459. That's crazy.
Yeah. And also, do you have different kind of freaks of nature when it comes to performance? Yeah, people like Marab, that's like never-ending frame machine. And meanwhile, you have other specimens like this freaking wild card guy. He smokes cigarettes all the time. He's still fighting at a high level.
It's crazy how there's just some people that can do that somehow. I mean, the classic example is the French guy that GSP brought in.
Yeah. To the Ultimate Fighter. He was drunk for the night
Yes.
before. Everybody up.
Yeah. Smelled like alcohol to everybody. He was just messing them all up.
Like, that's supposed to be a competition day today. This is regular Tuesday night for him at the bar.
Yeah.
Getting drunk and fucking people up like Joe Schilling.
Yeah. Exactly.
Though in Thailand, they have that. It's part of their tradition. They just drink and smoke like usual.
Yeah.
They're like that. I don't know if he learned that because he's a more like a Muay Thai guy fighter. But he was a former Muay Thai fighter. Yeah, KO Jingling. He knocked out Neil Magny and Charles Wright. Both of them in the first 2 rounds. Carlos Pratt. It's interesting how he will do against Leon Edwards. He has been struggling. He got ragdolled by Sean Brady back in March. He was supposed to fight Jack JDM that weekend. Jack got hurt, so they brought in Sean Brady, which is a terrible matchup because he's a grappler, and he hasn't won since December 2023. Yeah, when he beat Colby Covington. Last time he won. Last year he lost against Bilal Muhammad in July. He only had one fight. And then early on this year in March, he lost against Sean Brady. He got submitted in the 4th round. Where was that card? That was in London too, at home. He lost that card. Well, he lost also against Bilal Muhammad at home, I think. Yep, Manchester, England. So I guess that's his bad luck. I guess doesn't consider that home field advantage. But that's the trouble that GSP run into. Remember when he first went against Matt Serra the first time? He was at home. He had too much pressure. And when he got tagged, he decided to go for it, like his ego. And that's how he got finished. Like be fighting at home. And then no, some people do you think it's like double-edged sword sometimes? Some people perform well at home, as others don't.
Right. Without a doubt. Yeah.
Some fighters they say that the stress from fighting at home too, not so much the performance itself, but also so much they get harassed. People asking for favors, getting tickets for the event. Hey, can you give me tickets for this and that? You know, like had these other people too, and then trying to coordinate that and all the stuff. And also, you want to have like a if you're like a new upcoming professional fighter and you want to have sponsors for your fight that are coming that you want to keep them happy too. So it can be stressful if you have to handle all those rather than just focus on the performance itself. But yeah, and then of course Sean Brady is gonna be in the next card, right behind Leon Edwards. He's going against Michael Morales. Michael Morales is 18-0. He beat Gilbert Burns, Neil Magny, in the UFC. Of course, well-known fighters. He's one of those guys that came up through the Dana White's Contender Series back in 2021. Since then, he has had 4 TKOs in the UFC and 1 decision.
Yeah, that's quite a streak going. I feel like that'll be a really good match. I hope.
Yeah, he's from Ecuador.
Okay.
I see for Chito Vera too.
What was that?
Chito Vera is also from Ecuador too. There's only 2 fighters I know them from Ecuador. But we'll see how interesting it will be, especially if he goes for a KO. KO Gilbert Burns, 3 minutes 39 seconds in the first round. But he goes against Sean Brady. Sean Brady's freaking strong as shit. Grabbing around. Now I can see Sean Brady taking the first loss out of Morales. What do you think? How this one go?
Yeah, I could see it. Sean Brady's got 1 loss already.
No, he's gonna give Morales the first loss.
I got you. I got you.
He's gonna hand the first L.
Yeah, I do lean towards Sean Brady. Yeah, I do lean towards him. Yeah, it'll be good. I mean, I feel like they're both up and coming, but yeah, I would lean towards Sean taking it this time.
Yeah. Sean Brady's last loss was in 2022 against this guy. I can't remember his name. Remember the name? Bilal Muhammad. He got KO by Bilal Muhammad in that fight. But he has beat Michael Chiesa, Gilbert Burns. He beat him. Decision. Of course, the last one was against Leon Edwards, which Leon Edwards is champion. Gilbert Burns was an interim champion too. Just tells you something about it. That's weird. July 20 of 23, Sean Brady is supposed to fight JDM, Jack de la Maddalena. It was canceled. In March, Leon Edwards was supposed to fight Jack de la Maddalena. De la Maddalena pulled out, and Sean Brady fought Leon Edwards.
Okay.
How weird is that?
Hmm.
But we'll see how he does. I can see him beating Morales. He got black belt on their Daniel Gracie. That's what he got black belt. So it's Daniel Gracie is a Hansel Gracie guy. Sean Brady, he has a black belt. We'll see. Now next one, the co-main event. This will be this we consider if there was a name for this car, it'll be a champ uh potential because Sam Wheatley is coming down from 115 to 125 to fight against Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko. We try to become a champion against a dominant Valentina Shevchenko, which she has cleared the division. She lost the title against Alexa Grasso. And then she reclaimed that title. She is the only fighter, I think she has 8 rubies in her belt.
Really?
Yeah, she earned it whenever she beat Alexa Grasso. She's the only one that have that belt. Then she go against Sam Wheatley. Sam Wheatley, she also another one that has cleared her division. So be pretty interesting how they do. Valentina Shevchenko, she usually sticks to striking, but Sam Wheatley, she's also pretty good striker as well. They just bounce like a really technical striker. Unless the only killers was Sam Wheatley was Rostam Majunas. And Rostam Majunas used to train with Valentina Shevchenko back in the day. And Rostam Majunas, she said about how Valentina Shevchenko was just freaking. She calls it like a robot. She would train for 8 hours straight.
How do you compete with that? I mean, Zhang Weili, though, I mean, she's also a monster.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really want to see that match.
If anything, was learn from this too. champion, former champion. Come need some work. One's from Russia, the other's from China. Come
Yeah.
need some work in sports. Both of them come under the same. They have the same mentality for working out.
Yep.
But which one is going to win? Is it going to be what's it called? The Soviet Union is going to win, or China republics? What they call republic?
Got to go with the Soviet Union on this one.
Yeah,
I think I don't know. I feel like the change will be. I mean, it's change. It's something to get used to. I think that will. I don't think it'll take much of a big difference to turn the tide in this matchup, just because I don't know. I feel like they're both. I feel like it's a good matchup. Really, they both
yeah.
work so hard. They're gonna
Really,
push
really
to the
technical.
end. Yeah, yeah. So I feel like the weight change may make a difference. You know what I mean?
And Valentina Shevchenko have fought at 135 before too. Remember, she went against Nunes twice, and they were close matches against her.
Okay. Yeah.
So she's used to fighting big matches against Shevchenko.
Sure, that'll help a lot. Yeah.
And she always traveling to train too.
What was that?
She's like GSP of like women's version. She always trains, and she wherever she goes, she's training like different. She doesn't get better in Muay Thai. She moves to Thailand or other places. She's always training, and she enjoys different foods and things like that. That's why I said she's a spy. That's why she travels so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. She can speak lots of different languages. She travels. She fights. Like, that's perfect.
Yeah,
Maybe a little too conspicuous, but
yeah. What are your initials? KGB. Oh, okay. What you do?
yeah.
The now let's see what they call it, the bullet, because that's our job. Contract killer. Boom. Yeah, I'm really excited for this match. These two,
Yes.
because both of them have been dominant in the weight class. If I wish this was the main event for the because this has the potential for the main event. Both of them being good in the weight division. Valentina was used to fighting two weight classes, 135, 125. She did pretty good at 135 until she run into Amanda Nunes. New division opened up at 125. And the only one was that she lost to was Alexa Grasso. And she was able to find a way to keep it standing and keep it at range. And also, that was interesting. She was able to take Alexa Grasso down and negate all of her guard. They put her on her back. And Shevchenko is known to be a wrestler. She was able to put her back on her back and control the dominated. But she be able to do this to Sam Wheatley, that's different. But that probably looks like a good game plan. Going against somebody smaller than you, make them carry you,
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense.
slow down her footwork. She can be running around from your punches if she between you and the canvas.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll see. She says she's the only one the way to stop her from being a double champ for Sam Wheatley. Now, the next is going to be the main event is going to be Jack de la Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. That's going to be he's considered number one pound for pound. Islam Makhachev. He dominated 155, and he started to vacate his title to go up to 170. So against Jack de la Maddalena, he just won the title there against Bilal Muhammad. And he's more like a boxer.
Yeah.
You're more of a striker.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like the Valentina should be the main event because I don't think this one will go. I think it's kind of predictable.
Yeah.
Islam's got that one pretty hands down.
Have you seen him recently?
Yeah, after he said he was taking creatine.
Creatine.
Yeah, creatine. I've never seen creatine do that, but that's
Let me think. Creatine.
never worked like that for me.
No, not the way he getting his source from.
Yeah,
He has the same persona that once they got banned from the Olympic. He got a couple of Olympic,
yeah, yeah,
but it's different because he was in Abu Dhabi most of the time. But I see him trying to ragdoll him, but the ace that JDM has under his sleeve is Craig Jones. Craig Jonesy is his grappling coach.
yeah.
So
That'd be interesting to see. I don't know.
yeah, he said he has the key on how to negate Russian grappling and wrestling. But but it's different when you try to teach somebody that's an MMA like guy. Somebody's he more like tends to be a boxer, like Jack the Mother. How fast can be able to be able to prepare for Islam Makhachev, which is a mauler.
Yeah. Yeah. They should have brought in Craig Jones.
Yeah.
Get the Joneses to teach him. Yeah, Craig and John.
Yeah, the Jones. But also he has like some ties to the Russians now, though. John Jones. Remember he was one of the coaches for their Ultimate Fighter show that they had over there.
I guess I kind of forgot that.
Yeah, because that's what Nate he was over there too, and Nate he just left because he got into trouble fighting one of the contestants there.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how much he would be willing to hire Jack, according to what his payroll shows nowadays as a retiree, quote unquote. But I can see Islam Makhachev taking over this one. He'll be the new one. How many double champs are they now? Yeah, BJ Penn, Couture, GSP, Cejudo, Ilia Topuria, Alex Pereira, DC, Amanda Nunes. Am I forgetting? I want to say there were 10. I should go by like weight classes. Cejudo, 125, 135. You have 135, Ricky McGregor, the champ.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I'm notorious. Yeah, I forgot about him. You have 155, 170. Who was that? No, 145, 155 was Topuria and Connor. But yeah, do you think Makhachev? He's unstoppable. Makhachev.
Really, he is.
He said that he wants to go against Kamaru Usman if he does win this one.
Really?
Yeah,
That would be interesting.
it's interesting pick too because they have the same manager.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, stylistically, it would be interesting because they're both good grapplers. Break. Yeah, I feel like he'd break Usman.
because Usman doesn't have good knees.
Right. Yeah. I just strange. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know what. I don't know what that. Yeah.
Interesting pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we talked about before him versus Bilal Muhammad too at 170, but because they have that same manager, I think. Oh, I mean, if you're the manager, you're looking at ding, ding, ching, 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 just dollar bill, dollar bill. You
Yeah.
double
Yeah.
bagging in the same night, both of them in the main event.
Yeah.
It's a win-win
Yep.
for him. He said he wants to. I wonder if he wants to get Usman because Usman has one of the longest reign titles at 170. So maybe that's why he wants to go against him. The same way as John Jones decided to win against Stipe Miocic at heavyweight. Because as a guy, if you want to be a legend, you have to be the legend. And if they're older, even better.
Yeah. Right.
Easier,
Yeah. Yeah.
easier measure for you.
Low hanging fruit at that point.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I can see that being a motive for him to pick him at 170. The nightmare, which I don't know how good his grapple will be against. Because American wrestling and Russian wrestling is different. Because they have more sequence. So they just like take down and they used to go in sequence.
More of the grind.
Hmm. The grind get to the takedown and eventually trying to look for it. No, Russians, they go take down, take a position of dominance, mount, or take your back and just find a way to dominate you. And the sequence is unreal. And it's like training. If you only train one move instead of training 3 moves at a time,
Yeah. Yep.
you're more
Get
likely.
good at the one.
Yeah. Same thing in jiu-jitsu too. You only practice armbar, but don't ever train how to set it up or get there.
Right.
It's different. But able to do those sequences make a big difference. And also you get better too.
Yeah.
But also the train. Remember the circuit trainings that you said you used to do when you were coaches, when you were training back at home? That's what all they do in his camp. Islam Makhachev.
Yeah. You don't get tired at that point. And like you get so used to it, your body gets so used to it. All it takes is 5 minutes and you're recovered. It
Mhm.
really doesn't take any time at all, and you're good to go.
And they've been doing this since they were little with minimum equipment. Pull-ups, push-ups, squats, picking up rocks and things like that. That's what they used to training. And they do training for sambo. Now they gear that now towards MMA.
They translate so well,
Yes.
as we've seen.
That's why they're being so dominant in the sport. Another event that's happening this weekend is the National Duels Invitational, sponsored by Paycom. This event will have a total of $1 million, um, $1 million purse. So the winner gets $200,000. Second place, $150,000. Third place, same thing, 150. Fourth place, 75,000. Fifth place, 50,000. Sixth place, 40,000. Seventh place, 25. Eighth place, 20,000. There's gonna be 16 teams. They're gonna be wrestling Saturday and Sunday. It's gonna be 28 duels, in which 27 of them will be on floor wrestling. And the main event for the championship, it'll be at 7 p.m. on ESPN2. Man, I'm looking forward to this because I love wrestling. And the wrestling duels is a lot more exciting than quintets. They go both duels when it comes to that.
Yeah, from what I understand of the dual rules versus quintet, it does sound a lot more engaging.
Yeah. Because you're able to, your wins, how you win impacts the overall score for the team. So for those that don't know, decision is 3 points, major decision 4 points, a tech fall, which is you beat your opponent by 15 points, 5 points for your team. Pin is 6 points. So you just tabulate over 10 weight classes. So there's no holding back. You're just trying to win and try and get a win. If you can be more dominant, get major decision or tech fall, even better. But these 16 teams, they have a couple of them that have returning national champions and potential matchups for last year's not semi, but finals in the NCAA tournament back in March. That's what makes it interesting, considering it's an event that's early on in the season. Another incentive that they use for this year is the team that get the average fastest takedowns, like the fastest 5 takedowns in the tournament gets $10,000 bonus. Incentivizes aggression and go for the tag. The teams are as follow for this weekend. You have Cornell, Oklahoma State, Ohio State, Wyoming, Virginia Tech, Minnesota, Arizona State, Michigan, Illinois, Little Rock, Iowa, Missouri, Lehigh, and Nebraska. I think Iowa, Nebraska, Ohio State, and Oklahoma State are the top 4 in the tournament,
Okay. Yep.
with Oklahoma State and Iowa having the longest history out of all these teams for this weekend. There's another Iowa versus States as well. There's having this weekend. The only one, well, have ACC, they have only 2 teams, Virginia Tech and NC State. And the other one's a Big Ten. So only one Ivy League, Cornell, is in the tournament. But it will be fun to watch. Those have time this weekend. What are the times? So the first 4 duels are gonna be 10 a.m. on Saturday, Eastern time. The next 4 duels are gonna be at noon. There's gonna be a break between them, probably a 2-hour break, and then we'll have the consolation match for wrestlebacks at 4 p.m. Then it's gonna be quarters at 6 p.m. And the next set of consolations duels is gonna be 8 p.m. And then Sunday morning 11, it's gonna be semis. Both of them are going to be wrestled at 11. Then the place matches are gonna be 1 p.m. Third, fifth, and seventh. And then at 7 p.m. is the main event in ESPN. Which I wish they will have
Yes.
it. Go ahead.
I was going to say that is a packed couple days.
Yes. A lot of 28 duels.
Yeah, that's wow. Really, there won't be any downtime there.
No. And yeah, you know what? There's so many matches because you know the quintet, you're single elimination. This is double elimination, and then you have to place the first, like the top 8 teams.
Right? Yeah.
Be a lot of matches, and especially it's double the number of matches in each duel because in a quintet was 5, in a duel is 10 places against each other.
Yeah, they do that and then give a massive incentive. Yeah. People are coming after it.
Yes, which is good to see that in the sport of wrestling. They're seeing a lot of, especially ESPN, buying into it. Considering it's a Sunday, we should have football night. Sunday night football happened at the same time. And they were able to give the spot for ESPN to wrestling. Hopefully, they'll do it next year for ESPN one because that's the channel in which they do the NCAA finals in on the Saturday of national. So hopefully, we'll be able to get more matches going. Oh man, I'm pumped for this, man.
What do you top three prospective schools?
Top three. Let me look at the bracket again. Top three. I want to say Oklahoma State, Ohio State, Iowa. They're the Big Ten. They wrestle each other all the time. A big surprise would be Nebraska. Nebraska did really, really well last year. I think they had 3 or 4 guys in the finals. Considering a team that does not get a lot of money for the in the program. Iowa have I can remember $100 million facility recently. Ohio State got a crazy amount of money for a new facility. Oklahoma State, their wrestling coach, is the highest paid. He gets paid. He has $5 million, 5 years, and that doesn't include bonuses. Whatever he gets, yeah. Consider how much money the other teams are getting. Nebraska's still one of the top dogs in the nation. I can't remember what place the place um last year.
Yeah, I mean they must be putting in their work.
Yeah,
If they don't have the the equipment or the programs for that money can buy,
yes,
they've got to putting in the work, which is cool. It's cool that wrestling is one of those sports where that's possible. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess really it's possible for most, but
yeah. They do the
so
especially like
often,
home growth.
exactly. Yeah,
And you're recruiting and you're putting in the time. And it shows even though you didn't get as much money. They took second place last year in the NCAA after Penn State.
yep, yeah. That's really really cool.
One of my former teammates from Pembroke, I used to wrestle. He's the assistant coach there in Nebraska right now,
Okay,
which is like cool to see. He used to be the head coach for I think Division 3 school, and then he got called up to be one assistant coach there in Nebraska. And Nebraska is known like
okay,
to be one of those big school for like wrestling. But always being like top 25 team, but being like same in the top 4 is good to see because it is a sport for like for tough build character and things like that. In which
right.
the running joke is between Nebraska and Iowa. They always fight like who has a better corner. Now they have something else to compete about wrestling now.
Yeah,
The wrestling teams are good. And the head coach is an older guy too, Manning from Nebraska. So it's good to see him do well in as far as his team. He had Jordan Burroughs back in the day. He's 2-time national champion, but also he has the record for most gold medal for the United States. I think he has 7. He had 1 gold in Olympics in 6 worlds. And then yeah. And then he left Nebraska to train in Penn, the school what's it called? It's a Ivy League. Penn University. That's why he moved over there. But even though he lost one of his bigger guys in the training room as far as assistant coach or like helping with training, he's still able to do well in the college. He's still recruiting guys there. Considering that other teams probably they have NILs incentive for some of their athletes, especially like I told you earlier about Staroshi had a 6-figure NIL deal for coming for a 5th year. Oklahoma State, I'm pretty sure they have. Also, they have nicer facilities. I mean, Oklahoma State, they have nutritionists, they have hyperbarics, they have a sports psychologist with athletes. All these resources they have in there, and still they have be able to recruit all the guys like to Nebraska. That's say something.
really, it does. Is there a coach renown? Is there? Uh, I mean, there's got to be something about the program that makes them stand out.
It's just a technique that they're. It's kind of like the pedigo of jiu-jitsu,
Okay.
pedigo submission. They just
Yep.
nose to the grindstone. Just keep grinding and getting better. and they love competing and be able to do well. And one interesting guy that came to Nebraska this year was AJ Ferrari. I don't know if I told you about him before. His freshman year, he won nationals at 197, undefeated. I think. I don't think he had one loss. And then his sophomore year, knucklehead, he got into an accident. Third year, so he had to redshirt that year. Third year, he got kicked out of school for sexual harassment, and he left the school for that. Then he was off for some time. Then he wanted his brother wrestles for Iowa right now. He's a freshman, and then his brothers before he went there, he tried to do for one semester try out in train in Iowa. He did one tournament. He just his I think Soldier Salute, that's the name of the tournament. And he just flip out the crowd doing a split. And I think so he just left that place. Eventually this year he was supposed to come to North Carolina wrestle for UNC. They're looking for him to wrestle at UNC. But because of his previous record, allegedly, word on the street, Bill Belichick's girlfriend was involved of him getting kicked out of the UNC. So he made the wrestling team, but he never made the school. He wasn't enrolled to school. So he was able to compete for UNC. So then Nebraska was able to take him. And now he's wrestling at 275, a heavyweight. 285 rather. Yeah. He last year he wrestled for UC Berkeley. No, what's another one? Bakersfield. University of California, Bakersfield. He only lost once in a year. He took third place in training at a small school. So now he could go into number 2 school in the country.
With some potential.
Yeah. I think he only has 2 losses in his whole wrestling career. And he has won everything else. Interesting, his brother wrestled for Iowa. His brother wrestled for 184. Last year was his redshirt year. He went against Dustin Plott. He was a finalist the previous year. He wrestled him into overtime and beat Dustin Plott in overtime. And he went against Carlos Toroshi, international finalist, at time national champion. And he only lost by, I think, 1 point against Toroshi as a redshirt freshman. So he's like a prospect.
Yeah, that's really hard to. Yeah, that's hard to fathom. Really, that's a lot of natural talent, and I mean hard work ethic as well.
He's number 1 recruit in the country whenever he's coming out of high school, and Iowa picked him up. So we shall see because a lot of high-ranking guys are going to be in this tournament. So see how they do because you also have to take consideration early in the season. They're not the same. You want a lot of wrestlers peak at the end of the season. See how they do at the beginning of the season, the conditioning, their technique, timing, all that stuff. Some of them might be ahead of the curve because they might compete in worlds or other tournaments or like Bill Ferrell, other tournaments like that. But if they have been the off season, they haven't been able to do much. We'll see how this tournament shows up. Looking forward to this, man.
You say this is happening
This weekend on Saturday.
this weekend. Okay,
Yeah, for Glapping and
been for some of that.
but that's all I have for today. You have anything else? Okay, you want to close out?
Thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. The recap of UFC 322. We're looking forward to some very good matchups. It's going to be a banger night. Yes, got the what's the name of it?
National Duels.
The National Duels. Could not think of duels. Got those coming up this weekend. Looking forward to those as well. There's going to be some banger matches with some great prizes at the end. Give us a listen on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and iTunes. Follow us on Instagram. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Hope to see you next time. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to the Mad Matters podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube so you never miss an episode. Drop us a review, share with your training partners, and keep rolling on and off the mat. Until next time, keep fighting, keep learning, keep growing.